Today, we're going to dive into the story of Tuvalu. It's a nation that's, tiny in size, but its story, it's absolutely massive. Let's start with a number, 5. 5 meters. That's about 16 feet. Now, that might not sound very high, right? But what if I told you that's the highest point in an entire country? Well, in Tuvalu, it is. And that one simple fact, it really sets the stage for everything we're about to talk about. Okay, so to really get a sense of its size, think about this. Tuvalu's total land area is just 26 square kilometers. I mean, the whole country, spread out over 9 coral atolls, is basically the same size as Washington, D.C. Can you imagine? This comparison alone just screams physical fragility, which is a huge part of its story. And that fragility brings us right into our first section, a nation on the edge. And look, that's not just some dramatic title, it's literal. We're about to see how Tuvalu's entire existence is shaped by this incredibly close and frankly very dangerous relationship with the ocean. But a country isn't just about land, right? It's about the people. So let's talk about who the Tuvaluans actually are. Their story is just incredible. One of resilience that goes way, way back to an ancient Polynesian journey across the huge Pacific Ocean. And what's really interesting is how homogeneous the population is. I mean, look at this. As of 2017, a staggering 97% of the people identify as ethnically Tuvaluan. When you have that kind of shared background, it creates this really deep, connected culture and a powerful sense of who they are as a people. Their history goes back over 1,000 years, which is just wild to think about. It all started with those first Polynesian voyagers. Then, fast forward a bit, and they became a British protectorate, the Ellis Islands. Later, they were merged into a colony, and then finally, in 1978, they achieved full independence. So it's this amazing journey from ancient seafaring to a modern independent nation. Okay, but get this. In the middle of all the challenges we're talking about, the nation has done something truly extraordinary. A 100% literacy rate. 100%. For a remote island nation, that kind of total commitment to education just speaks volumes about what they value. So that brings up a big question. How does a small nation with not a lot of natural resources, build a modern economy? Well, the answer is weirdly digital. It's a completely unexpected twist in their story, a kind of unlikely digital fortune. Now, to get this, we need to do a quick explainer on internet country codes. You see these all the time without even thinking about it, like .us for the United States or .uk for the United Kingdom. It's just those 2 letters at the end of a web address. Every country is assigned one. And by what has to be one of the most amazing strokes of luck in modern history, the code assigned to Tuvalu was .tv. Yeah, .tv. In our world of streaming and online video, those 2 little letters became digital gold. So Tuvalu was able to lease the rights to its country code. And just like that, a random digital label turned into a huge source of income for the whole country. People have called it a digital address that became a national lifeline. And honestly, that's not an exaggeration at all. The money from .tv became a critical piece of the government's budget. We're talking funding for things like schools, healthcare, roads, the whole shebang. But here's the thing. While that digital money is an amazing economic buffer, it can't build a wall against the ocean. It can't stop the physical world. And that brings us back to the central existential threat that really defines Tuvalu's reality today, the rising tide. And it's not just one thing. These threats are all connected, like a domino effect of environmental crises. So yeah, rising sea levels are the biggest, scariest one, but it doesn't stop there. As the sea comes up, it erodes the beaches, it destroys the coral reefs that act as a natural barrier, and, this is a huge one, it seeps into their limited freshwater supply, contaminating it with salt. And if you need one number to put all of this into scary, clear context, here it is, 2 meters. The mean elevation of the entire country is just 2 meters. Not the lowest point, mind you, the average height. With a margin that small, every single one of those threats we just listed isn't just a problem, it's existential. So this harsh reality forces this really deep, profound question, and it's one that Tuvalu is facing for itself, but also really for the rest of the world. And the question is, what is a country? I mean, how do you even begin to redefine what a nation is when the very land it's built on might just disappear? Well, one of their most innovative answers is something called the Philippili Union. It's this landmark treaty they signed with Australia, and it's basically a bridge to a more secure future. It gives Tuvaluians a way to migrate if they need to, but it also means Australia is committed to helping out during major disasters. It's a way of trying to secure the future of the nation, even if its physical land is under threat. And that's where we'll leave it, with this huge question that Tuvalu's story forces all of us to think about. It really challenges our most basic ideas of what's what. Because if a nation's land literally vanishes under the waves, what happens to its people, to its culture? What happens to its sovereignty? It makes you wonder, what does it truly mean to be a country in the 21st century?